Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You could have made pasta in that amount of time. If you like al dente. I got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, Ricky. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with the 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skite dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. Inconceivable. You. Yeah! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant in the blank in her testimony. Yeah, she's full of shit. Let's kick her off, man. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated the witness on account of her professional history.
We did it. We screwed that cut shut.
What'd you say, Emma?
We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
No, that was too close. I thought you said cunt. Oops. I'm afraid that the cough-up drag queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Good. Uh-oh.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to forestall me.
I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her tricks? Lunch boxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple decker. I'll difference to the witness determination. I'll allow one more testimony. Come on. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull off her lunchbox this time? I'm ready for the jump to end. Witness testimony. Come on, let's get this shit moving.
I should have mentioned those were 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene, and now to make the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found in the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of defendant Miss Starr. This shoe proves that this flaws decisive evidence.
Well, what? There was blood found on that shoe.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
This lady's so corny.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple. As I already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you have blood tests performed.
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this evidence from this whore.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against your witness.
Anything to ensure that guilty are proven or properly judged.
Witness shoe added to the court record. White enamel shoe bears trace of blood from Goodman and monoscyte. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Decisive evidence. Cross-examination. Alright, hang on. Where's that shoe? We gotta get our nerd to analyze this.
This blood is my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the crime scene.
Poor sis. Ah, there's blood here too.
On the sole of the shoe, it's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in the pool of his own blood.
All this blood. It's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue. Alright. Let's press it. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a mere 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
That made me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing the manipulative of evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it.
But the false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And you found this crime at the scene. You found the shoe at the scene of the crime.
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that ever happened. See the fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunch bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. She could have fucking corrupted that shit herself, like... You can't... Yeah, that shit can't be valuable. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're really going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it proved. I do that. Evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there were 2 blood types found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure that the blood belongs to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes from 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten the DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt that it could be anyone but Lana Skykes.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that. You can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with the shoe?
A problem. This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? If I'm not imagining things, I say there was one crucial problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you peppered fish guts now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradiction about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be a contradiction about the blood on the victim's shoe? What could be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of his shoe?
Must contradict about the blood on the shoe. He stepped in the pool of his own blood, and he was leaking. Contradictory. Oh, I mean, no. I'm kind of burnt out, to be honest. Oh shit. I'm guessing your shoe has blood in it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Well, I'll see you guys next time. I'm kind of burnt out of this.
But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradiction about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
There's blood on the bottom of the shoe, but I don't know how it contradicts, so I wonder if you noticed there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there's a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe?
Yeah, this is part I'm a little lost on. What could it be possible to contradict the blood on the bottom of his shoe? The bottom of his shoe.
Yeah, this is the part I'm stuck at. Let's try to think about this. Alright. But he got stabbed. What could be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of his shoe? Well, he got stabbed, but he bled out to the point where a pool of his blood was sitting there, and he stepped in it. So, what piece of evidence do I have will contradict that?
I guess the photo, right? Because he's sitting there in his own blood. Standing there. Like they talking like it was an actual murder. I mean, we got the full penalty bar, so I could make some mistakes to try to figure it out. Cause like, they don't tell you the whole story of the murder. Like, we don't really see it happen. You know, so we can't really like clue it together. Like, we gotta just figure it out in the courtroom, and it's like mad vague. And you just go off the witness testimony, they be lying out their asses like at times. Like they'll have a real good lie, and then they'll have like shitty lies after that. Mia said that too. She said lies beget more lies. So you'll pick apart their statement and find something untruthful, and they'll just have to keep lying to back it up. And Mia did say that in the beginning of the game. Like they'll have a real good lie, and then once you find that, like it's downhill from there. So what's contradiction about the blood at the bottom of his shoe? The murder weapon, usually in Edward's toolbox, victim's blood, no prints. Taken by Miss Starr after the crime was committed. I think it's the photo. Because homie's like standing in his blood. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma. Now this has to be about the blood in the shoe. Contradictory. Yeah, it has to be the photo. Knife wound. Yep, Bruce Goodman, 36. Time of death, February 21st, between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Loss of blood was from a chest wound. Wound was caused by a forward knife. Single stab wound was found. It has to be the photo.
There's anything that contradicts the blood in the shoe, like her cleaning up, but my homie's just sitting there. Let's try it out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of this victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Ooh, gotcha. Oh, as you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Objection! This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Objection!
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and we found nothing of the sort. Ooh, get him. Order, I say, order. You in the red shirt. You know what time it is. God, escort him out. Well, witness?
Well, what? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't any footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Come on, Wright. I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, knocked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Rawr.
Oh wow, she wiped out the footprints with the oil.
I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question, and you better give me a very simple answer. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure if I like your attitude, Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. All you men look alike. Can't get your names right.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Well, water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
You don't mean?
Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her.
What?
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's the prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Skyke's right hand was hurt.
Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
Well, what? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Ada Starr is the one on the prosecutor's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skyke.
Little girl, what did you just say?
Me?
Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecutor's side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying that my sister hid the evidence by erasing the bloody footprint.
Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Whoa, what? Wait! Witness, don't tell me you have something else. You don't have another caviar box, do you? I'm still quite hungry. I can go for another.
Judge!
Objection.
The time for deliberations is past, and lunch is over. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare me. The cough-up drag queen. Look at this.
What the hell? No, she got another photo? A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
She's such a bitch, man. Kick her off the stand, yo. She got all this evidence that she just hiding, like, just trying to set her story up. I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait, look at this. The asphalt in the photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. Trust your instincts. Do a barrel roll. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection! You get him, Phoenix. Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Can I bang down my gavel and shut this case down? I'm tired. I want to go home. Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, we can't wait. We're still in the trial. If it waited, it'll be all over by then. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this.
I suppose since we come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake, I guess. That caviar box has really got my stomach acting a little crazy. I might have to use the facilities for a good 45 minutes. Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's hurry up and get this over with. Show the court the problem with this photograph.
It's his body. Remember how they positioned his body? He was facing the other way. Wasn't he upside down? He was upside down when they had the crime scene, the outline for the body, and it was this weird position, like he was hanging off the trunk. It was his body though. What is this? Cause we got water here. Water would, you know, create a reflection, right? But what is this murky shit here? Is that the blood? What's the problem with the photograph though? Wasn't the body hanging? What's this in the tailpipe? What is that? What's that in the tailpipe? The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this?
There's something poking out of the car's...
Oh, there's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also part of a car or a motorcycle, Your Honor. It's not that type of muffler. There's two different types. Just think of it as part of an exhaust system or a pipe.
Oh, I see. And what's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much as your testimony.
Yeah, what?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has in mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case.
Oh, the conversation. Yeah. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my early testimony. Muffler.
Yeah.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Oh, wow! Whoa, wow!
Stupid cunt. Hiding evidence.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Oh god, we got another day.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have that car at the crime scene suspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence, not fake evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Whew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all, and I'm After my bathroom break, I can go for some more caviar. He's still hungry? To be continued. Damn. Did a good job. I was able to piece it together. I guess like, that shit burnt me out. Like, that happens. Like, if I have a long recording session, I just lose all my energy, and so I can't even like focus anymore. I can't think straight or nothing. So. Hmm.